Hey, bright lights, welcome back to the Space Doctor series on the Architecting channel. If you're new here, my name is Angela. I'm an architect, Feng Shui practitioner, and researcher. I believe that the ecosystem that we surround ourselves with, otherwise known as the built environment, has a big effect on our quality of life. And I want to make it easy and simple, whether you are a design professional like me, or you're just somebody who wants this information to understand and, more importantly, use it. So you'll want to like and subscribe to get thoughtful weekly videos that give you actionable steps you can use. You use my salutogenesis deck, which has two parts: foundational concepts, core theories, and the aspect section, which are the 5 theories that make up salutogenesis. Each week I shuffle the cards, I draw from them, I talk about the feng shui of it all, and really set the intention that what you're hearing is exactly what you needed this week. But these videos are timeless, so whenever you run across them, you can use the information. So let's go ahead and get started. The card I drew from the foundational concepts part of the deck is the environmental exposome. Now, if you've not heard that word before, the exposome is literally the things you are surrounded with, everything you are exposed to. And there's 2 parts to that. One is the environment and the other is socioeconomic. So this card is all about that environment. And you can see depicted on the card, there's this duality, right? The difference between the positive environment that has things in it that contribute to a healthy life, and the negative environment, which are all those things that are going to impact you, make you sick, and what we really need to be trying to avoid or at least mitigate in our environment. When we think about the environmental exposome, this is really all of the things that are in your physical environment that you need to be thinking about. Water quality, air quality, noise pollution, light pollution, access to green space, all of those kinds of things make up the environmental exposome. And in Feng Shui, this would have to do with having good flow and a lot of those exact same factors, so if you live by a busy road, you may be getting a lot of toxic fumes from cars that you didn't even realize. So do you have air purifiers and filters in your house? If you are living somewhere like in an inner city where lights are bright, do you have blackout shades so you're getting good rest? Just take a little bit of stock of your living environment, even your work environment, school environments, and start to notice if there's anything in that environment that could be a negative, that could be a slow drain on your well-being. Most of this stuff is not an immediate adverse reaction. So, obviously, if you walked into a room full of smoke and you couldn't breathe, you would get out of that room. You would immediately recognize it. But a lot of these environmental exposome situations that are negative are ones that are a little bit more subtle and they take a toll on us over time. So it's very important to make sure that you are in a clean, healthy, safe environment as much as possible because it really does impact your health. So let's move on to the companion card from the salutogenesis part of the deck, which is the sound card. Now, this is a big part of the environmental exposome. You'll recall that I mentioned noise pollution could be an adverse environmental exposome factor, right? And noise impacts us so much more than we realize. Sound is a really basic sensory experience, and it is so closely tied to well-being. Sound is also a vibration, so we experience the sound wave with our whole body. It is the very first sense that a baby develops in utero. It's why a newborn baby can recognize music or the sound of their mother's voice, right? That's crazy. But how can we think about sound being connected to well-being? Well, according to the World Health Organization, noise pollution, and get ready for this, is a leading cause of death. It leads to 50,000 new cases of ischemic heart disease annually, and it contributes to the following cardiovascular issues: hypertension, heart attack, elevated heart rates, vasoconstriction. These are big deals, right? So when you're exposed to an elevated noise level for prolonged periods of time, it also can cause cognitive delays in children. It can affect reading comprehension, long-term memory, and those elevated noise levels also cause sleep disruption, and that has been shown to lead to kidney disease, diabetes, strokes, obesity, depression, and tinnitus. So this is not something to be dismissed. And the thing is that sound can have an impact even when we don't necessarily perceive it as a loud sound, a sharp sound, a percussive sound, or a persistent kind of roaring sound, like think traffic or trains that's loud, or airplanes can also have that effect. So when you are thinking about the exposome, the place you are, you definitely want to think about what you are hearing and whether the sounds around you are something that is negatively contributing to the exposome that you're in or positively. Now, sound is part of the relaxation response because when we have positive sound, it means that it is soothing to us. It is helping reset our nervous system. So think about how sound could be used in a beneficial way. So you might have noise masking, but you might also have sounds that you enjoy hearing. So if you live somewhere where you can hear the birds or listen to waves or hear water running, any of those things are soothing, positive sounds. You can obviously buy noise machines that will make some of those sounds. And one sound isn't necessarily better than another. It's what you feel works for you. This is the water element in Feng Shui. So it is associated with Gua 1, which is the beginning of our journey. And I think that is very appropriate since sound is the first sense that develops. So I want you to think about how loud the noises are around you, how soothing or agitating the noises are around you, whether you could use sound, even music that you like, to soothe and calm yourself versus working to energize yourself when that's appropriate, or whether the sounds around you are something that is making you feel not so good. Just like the raindrops that you see that are on that umbrella, that can be, sound is all around us, and it can be, and its vibration can be just like the raindrops on that yellow umbrella you see on the card, sound can really be something that surrounds us, that soothes us, that brings us that sense of contentedness when we use it wisely. So think about that exposome, that environmental component that surrounds you. And in particular this week, think about the sound in your environment and whether it is positively impacting you or negatively. And again, if you are finding this information useful, make sure that you like and subscribe. It is the very best way that you can support this channel on the work that I am sharing. Tell a friend. The more people that understand this, that it is science-backed, the more people that know this information, the better all of our lives are going to be. So I thank you for listening, and I will see you next time.